Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. When I lived in Baltimore years ago, when I went to college, I had a Doberman named Marley, who I adored. And sadly, Marley was hit by a car. And, while I'm not that much of a dog person today, partially because I closed off a big part of my heart to that, because fast forward, 16 years later, I had to put my Cocker Spaniel Jordan to sleep shortly after Charlie was born. And as I laid on the floor in the vet's office and watched them put her to sleep, and I said goodbye to her, I said, I will never do this again. I can't do this. Some people can continue the cycle of loving something so much, nurturing something, taking care of something, and then saying goodbye. They understand that the cycle of life with dogs is shorter than with humans, and that, you have to say goodbye. I was the opposite. After Marley died, when she was hit by a car, I was devastated. Like, devastated. I laid in bed for days. I felt so much guilt for letting her out of the house off the leash. I went through it over and over in my mind 1,000 times. And my boyfriend at the time suggested that we go to the pound and just look at dogs. And I thought, oh my God, this is the last thing I want to do. But when you're in love, even with the wrong person, sometimes you get up and do things you don't want to do. So we went to the pound, and there was this outdoor run, and each one was sectioned off, and there was a few dogs inside each section. And I saw a pug, and I thought, oh, I do love pugs. They're short and fat and so ugly that they're cute, and I really want to go see that dog. Maybe it'll make me feel better. So I walked up to the cage, and there was a pug and a Cocker Spaniel. And every time I went to touch this pug, this Cocker Spaniel would literally sit on the pug and put her face right up on the fence. And I would be like, move, skinny Cocker Spaniel dog. I'm trying to see the pug. And this happened for about 5 minutes, when finally I realized that this Cocker Spaniel needed me more. And I turned my attention to her and I said, okay, let me see what you got. And they took her out of the cage, and she was such a badass. She had so much moxie or chutzpah, whatever you want to call it. She knew she needed to be adopted. I believe that wholeheartedly. And she was going to do whatever she needed to do to make sure I was taking her home. She didn't give that pug a chance. Long story short, I ended up taking that dog home. I had Jordan for 15 years. I loved her the way that anyone who's ever loved a dog loves a dog. Saying goodbye to her, I knew I was done. I was not getting another dog. I share this story with you because the lesson for me was, and I know that you're thinking, really, such a powerful lesson over a dog? But it wasn't just a dog. I've had the lesson numerous times. Sometimes, when God gives you another chance, when you are given another day, another opportunity to do something over, to do something again, to simply be, it isn't because you need it. It's because someone else, something else needs you. Oftentimes we're so concerned with why we're here, what our purpose is, where our fulfillment is. that we miss the fact that sometimes our purpose is to save someone else. I wrote that article about bullying for Yahoo Parenting. Good Housekeeping picked it up. My heart is so full. But the truth is, I can't run from my past. I was who I was. I was a bully of the worst kind. I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more times so that I can tell my story. I was a bully. I was bullied, then I became the bully. And all of that led me to Coffee Talk. If one thing I have ever said has made an impact on anybody in regards to how they treat someone else, then my purpose is being fulfilled. It isn't, I get up every day and do this partially for me, but partially to be the change I want to see in the world. My purpose that day was for Jordan. It wasn't for me. She saved me later, but I saved her. That was my purpose. I got another chance to get up and do it again for somebody else. So when you feel like you've been forsaken, look around at who else may need you. If you woke up today, it could be because somebody else needs you. And that's why you're still here. Something to think about. I'm smiling at you as if you can smile back at me. I love you today. Have a great day.